Literally thought you were going to witness a death on stage. It's part of the appeal.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to Pot of Thunder.
That threw you a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
It didn't fade out quick enough for
No, I'm getting used to it. The other song was shorter.
Cardio, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm out of shape. Winter, but...
Well, the crowd is cheering longer now.
Yeah.
People are getting on board with the new theme song.
That's good. That's a good thing. People are getting into it.
Plus, we've got some listener involvement. Where did this week's vocal come from?
You know, it's a special treat.
Since tomorrow
is Valentine's Day.
as we're recording, at least.
Yeah.
It was the Wives of Thunder.
The three wives
The
of
three
Thunder.
wives.
How about that?
How'd you finagle that?
Nick worked his magic.
I sent some messages out, even to my wife.
You sent a message
Sent a
to
message,
your wife?
yeah, from one room to the other.
Yeah. Facebook.
That was no. You want
Hear it again?
You want to hear it again?
I'll jump in the middle.
All three of them in there.
This is serious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This is absolutely
I had no idea.
100% true. Yeah.
It already happened?
Before that.
Son
yeah.
of a-
It's at the beginning, you dumbass.
Oh, there's like a loud ass crowd. So loud. There it is.
There you go.
Yeah, nice work, Nick.
All three of them.
Nick's always trying to do something
Making
special
moves
and
behind the
spectacular.
scenes.
He is. Nick's the guy who's leading us into
That was
the
a nice blend.
next season.
They could be. Who was that Japanese girl group that Kiss collaborated with?
Momoiro, Clover,
Momoiro.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could give them a run for their money.
Be something. So, guys,
We might have to stick with that one.
I like
Fuck
it.
the listener.
that's always a good thing to say in the first couple minutes of a podcast.
We've
Fuck
said
the
it
listeners.
before. I've
Fuck
said
'em.
it before.
Yeah.
How many times have I said, if you don't like the show, fuck off?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
That's still intact on season 2.
Hasn't gone away.
So yeah, what 290 episodes per season. That
Yeah.
sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sounds like Law and Order SVU.
No kidding. That's 1 year.
Jesus.
So, welcome to Pot of Thunder, the recognized symbol of excellence in rock and roll podcasting. Guess who? We got to do it, or else I'm upset.
Here's my buddy Andy.
That's right. It's your buddy Andy, America's little brother. As always, I am joined by gnarly Nick the Garlic Dragon.
Bam, bam.
There he is. Look at that. Spicing it up in here. And
I don't know what that is.
that's Emerald, adding garlic
Emerald,
to a dish. And then, of course...
I thought Emerald had a lower, fuller voice. So I guess he was pretty excited there.
Yeah,
2 dashes of garlic.
it might be messed up.
I like when he goes off onto like the little ones. Like, bam, 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 bam.
Oh, okay, well, now I know what to look for
Oh
next
no, that's
week.
okay. But I'm just saying.
A series
I
of
like-
small dashes. Bam, 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 bam.
Like I think I'm done. Nope.
Emerald's still on TV? I'm out of the loop on food television
I actually
shows.
don't know. He had a sitcom.
Sitcom.
Yeah, very briefly years ago
Really?
during Emerald Mania.
When that whole Emerald thing was going on.
Was Fred Barry a part of the cast? If not, he should have been. Eating an emerald sandwich on the balcony.
Yeah.
And Emerald's
I love that.
Emerald's throwing spices at him from the
Exactly.
pickup truck as he's driving away.
I love
Drive-by
that.
spicing.
Okay, we've got a fat character on the show, so let's have him eating a sandwich in the
Perfect.
opening credits.
You know he was just doing that. That's just behind-the-scenes footage.
Yeah.
I like how
Sandwich after sandwich.
when you watch that part, they have him laughing and pointing, kind of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
when he's standing up in the window.
I think he's like, oh,
For-
you guys got me.
But like for a little too,
Yeah.
it's almost like that
Imagine
went
that.
on too long. You know, like they should have stopped it already. But he's still doing it.
Still
Imagine that. You caught me eating.
Standing.
Oh,
in
that
the
never
window.
happens.
Yeah. You'd think you'd catch him on the treadmill or doing squats or something,
Yeah.
but no. Eating a sandwich. And hey, guys, guess what? We almost forgot. Nick, can you check the roof real quick? Make sure it's on tight.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Because we've got a special treat for you today, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you all the way from 2 blocks away.
Yeah, you better say my name and say it right, motherfucker.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris L.
That's right. That's another reason why I go by L, because people can't pronounce my name right.
Yeah.
So
Can't figure out the vowel, if
I
it's
remember.
long or short.
I thought it was short, and that's because that's all I ever heard from other people.
yeah, you heard that from Marky Q, probably.
He's been
That
blowing it for
motherfucker
15
still
years.
doesn't pronounce it right.
It's funny.
I think the next time he says it wrong, I'm just going to knock him down.
I was knock him down, not
Take
knock
a
him
shoulder
out.
to him.
Just get him on the ground and walk away. So you're gonna
And
ground
I'll
him.
stand over him and recite that my new sound drop
Yeah,
coming for him.
it's perfect.
So Emerald had a show in 2000.
Yeah, I guess that was Emerald Mania. I was gonna say 99.
But a sitcom, though. I never
sitcom,
heard
yeah.
of that.
He had commercials that weren't even related to food. I remember that, like whatever Capital One, Visa or something. It's Emerald.
Yeah, he was riding high back then.
He was huge.
Then Bin Laden ruined everything.
That's awesome. I wonder if Emerald blames Osama bin
Only
Laden.
privately,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
After he wrecked the World Trade Center, nobody was in the mood for Emerald
No.
anymore.
We were done with Emerald. Emerald Mania collapsed that
Lost
day.
our innocence that day.
We really
Emerald was collateral damage.
Yeah, everything crashed, including
It
Emerald.
really did. Thanks a lot, Bin Laden.
What a dick.
Bastard.
Piece of shit.
Fucker.
Yeah.
I don't like him either.
No.
Not a big fan.
Never was.
It took...
I'm not trying to be one of the cool kids who's saying it now.
Hot take Nick Jones over there.
Not trying to do that.
Yeah.
It took Obama's hit squad to take care of business.
Yeah.
How great must that have been? A feeling must that have been for Barack to be like, okay, I'm going to send some hired goons out to take this guy out. And sit there in the situation room.
They
and
could
get,
see it, right?
Yeah.
How fucking crazy is that? That's like you're playing I don't even play video games anymore. I can't remember what that one's called. Something Ops. What is that one?
Special
Black
Ops.
Ops.
Black
I don't know.
Ops.
Whatever it's called. It's probably not even a game. Operation. I don't know. I'm out of the loop. But whatever. Call of Duty. That's what it is.
Oh, right.
Like you're playing Call of Duty, but it's real life guys
Yeah.
killing someone. Like they get to actually, they're streaming that video.
It's like, how do you not just fucking strut around after that?
Yeah.
He must have given it to Michelle with a little extra pizzazz that night.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking
Imagine.
barking in her face. I just killed Bin Laden.
It's quite
You're fucking the guy who killed Bin Laden.
He's telling her as if in case she didn't know.
Who passed down the order to kill him.
Yeah.
Think about that. How fucking great must that have felt?
That was wild.
Crazy shit.
Because I'm trying to think of Saddam Hussein. He wasn't killed instantly, right? He was captured.
He was hung.
And then hung later.
Yeah.
But Obama was shot on the spot. And then
Osama.
Oh, my God. Whoops. Take that back. I didn't mean that in any way.
Well, it didn't. It's not like it happened. If
No,
it happens
I know,
between
but
now and Monday,
Wasn't one of
be a little weird.
Wasn't one of the Hussein's sons allegedly killed with a missile while he was on the crapper?
I hadn't heard that.
I mean, I'm sure that's an embellishment, but it was either Uday or Kuze. Whether or not he was actually shitting at the time, he did take a missile. It was
It's a bad way to go.
Well, it's kind of instant lights out,
Well,
though.
I hope so. Because if you're trapped
I
and
think
like burning alive while you're shitting, that's pretty bad.
I think a missile pretty much shuts it off instantly.
Okay.
I'd rather be missiled than hung.
Oh yeah, I mean if it's
Absolutely.
a lights out situation, of course. But if you're trapped or something, smoke inhalation, that sounds pretty bad.
From all accounts point to it being a direct hit.
Well, that's good. Those guys were giant pieces of shit.
Yeah, they were,
So-
with stupid names. Yeah, what's your name? Uday. Yeah, okay.
Get outta
the
here.
fuck out of here.
Yeah.
fucking shoot a missile at you.
Unless you play for the Finnish hockey team, get out of here.
Exactly.
Name that stupid. Ridiculous. What a time, huh?
Well,
Now we're just all...
speaking of what
No
a
one left-
time, we are on the verge of a
Mhm.
milestone episode. Not to downplay Andy's second song pick in a row, but
Yeah.
Nick will be orchestrating episode 300 next week.
Oh my god, this is $2.99.
It is.
Oh my god. 300.
Doesn't seem right, does it?
Does not.
Do we
I mean, I
join?
guess-
Are we joining some sort of elite club?
I don't think so.
Is there a 300
We're
club?
actually kind of
There's-
lagging behind.
Yeah, a lot of people start...
Are we though? As
think-
far as the amount of episodes?
I think so.
I know more successful shows will do like 2 a week. So there you go. That
Well,
doubles you
yeah.
up pretty
Well,
fast.
more successful / don't have anything better to do.
Well, when there's money on the line.
Right.
Hey,
I'm
if
not
some-
talking about
yeah.
the Joe Rogans of the world.
That's
I'm
what I
talking
meant.
about, you know.
I'm comparing us to the people who are actually making money. If there was money on the line, it was like, hey guys, for every show you do, you get money. We'd be doing multiple per day.
Well,
So
because we wouldn't need our damn jobs
Right.
and we'd have time to do it.
we'd do nothing else.
Exactly.
We'd just be 8 hours a day of
We'd have no more
podcasting.
life experience to talk about.
That would be
That's true.
almost as cool as killing Osama bin Laden.
If you could kill him via podcast, then that's
I would do
ultimate.
some strutting around if I was in that situation.
Yeah, you deserve to do it.
I think so.
It would be yours to do. So
We're keeping plugging away.
300. Pretty cool.
So Nick has got to have something special and spectacular planned, but
He always does, so
Well,
I expect nothing less.
great.
No
But-
pressure.
you know, just thought I'd bring that up, and we have a task at hand. Andy's second pick in a row.
Yeah.
This one cycling back around, he will go back to the listener submission list.
Correct.
So that's kind of exciting.
It is. We're back on the list.
Had some good polls from there so far.
Yeah, there's a ton of good stuff. I was looking at it again today. It has, I mean, I think we've gotten, obviously, when you start something like that, you're going to get a rush at the beginning. But it's still growing, and there's new stuff on there today that I hadn't seen before, so.
Well, and I hope that people, as they listen, you know, if you don't like some of the songs you've been hearing, or if you do and you want to keep the momentum going, these are 3 out of 4 picks are yours, so chime in. We're not taking them in order
No, of course
of
not.
the way they were submitted. Completely random. So chime in.
Yes, please do. And
Should we talk about what you just threw to us?
You know, Nick, we always talk about things that are special and spectacular, don't we?
This is extremely spectacular.
And before we get into the song, I wanted to bring this up. I was talking to someone backstage before the podcast
Wow.
started, and after he told me what kind of
I thought
alcohol...
I heard like murmuring, and
Yeah.
I thought, what are they talking about?
Yeah. After he laid out all the different alcohols that the listeners like to drink in order, their favorites, he told me that the listeners like 2 things. They like Pot of Thunder,
Mm.
and they like collectibles.
Do they?
That's what I had
I
no
believe
idea.
it.
It's been 6 years. I didn't know.
Kiss fans, you know, primarily.
Yeah. So he said they enjoy collectibles, and he also said they enjoy supporting Pot of Thunder,
Oh,
which is another thing.
I'd
And
never-
repping
I'd
Pot
ne-
of Thunder.
Well, repping I've heard of, yeah.
Yeah. Repping or supporting in the way of repping. So, what I have in my hand is the first Pot of Thunder collectible to add to your collection. Now, we've had T-shirts and stuff you could buy from some outside maker who makes most of the money. We appreciate that. But
We don't want to be processing those orders
Of course
or be
not.
sitting on inventory.
it'd be a
all that
it'd be-
horse shit.
It'd be a financial nightmare and logistics nightmare. But anyway, and of course, I do want to say anytime anyone buys one of those, we do appreciate it. But what I have in my hand, this is the item.
These are really cool.
If you need...
This is quality
I'm not.
shit.
I'm not just
okay?
saying that. Like honestly,
Yeah.
these are.
No,
very
I mean,
cool.
I, for one, this is something Andy set in motion, but when I saw the finished product, I was legitimately impressed.
See, it takes a lot too. Chris wouldn't lie to me just to make me feel better.
No, I've never done that.
No.
We actually talked about that earlier. I've never helped him or steered him in the right direction, mainly because I don't know what the right direction is. But
I appreciate that.
Also, my attitude is that I've learned everything in life the hard way. Why shouldn't everyone else?
There you go.
But this
is
legitimately cool quality piece.
That's right. In my hand, I have the first of possibly many, based on the success of this project, Pot of Thunder enamel pin. Now, I know you got a backpack. I know you got a jean jacket. Whatever you got. I know you got a place on your dresser to display an item.
Suit coat.
Leather cod piece.
Suit coat. Yeah, there you go. Leather cod piece. You got somewhere to put this. It's a 1.5 inch Pot of Thunder pin of the Season 2 logo that you see right now on whatever player you're using to listen to this. It's a little turntable with the Pot of Thunder vinyl record. Very detailed, wouldn't you say? Extremely
That's
detailed.
what I'm talking about. I mean, the detail on this is... I feel like I'm on QVC right now.
Hey.
But I mean, it's.
We're not lying.
I'm taking mine out of the plastic. I'm gonna feel all the little ridges.
Look
and
at
whatnot.
that. See,
Are
it's
you
like
talking about the pin still, or? I mean,
only-
it is
only thing-
Valentine's Day
The only thing
tomorrow.
wrapped in plastic around here.
Yeah.
no plastic over there. So again, this is like, if you're not familiar with the enamel pin craze that's happening in the world right now, it's like the metal pin with a, it's not the cheap little circle size of a quarter button pins. Nothing wrong with those, but that's not what I'm talking about. This is like a metal thing with
quality stuff.
Cast of some type of metal with
You know what it
enamel.
reminds me of? I used to work at the Hard Rock when I was doing the music thing.
Yeah.
Reminds me of those pins.
There you
And
go.
People were batshit for those
Yeah.
things.
They had some cool ones that I've seen.
Well, they were pin collector nerds. One of the regulars was one of the top pin collectors in the whole world. They'd have fucking conventions. They would all show up at a Hard Rock, and there'd be like 50, 70 of them.
Really? And they would
With
bring their collection
pins,
with?
yeah.
Wow.
It was
Nice.
ridiculous.
I've got one. I think it's from Chicago. It's the Eddie Van Halen, the guitar. The red with the white and black stripe kind of design.
That's
I
cool.
I've got
still
that
have
somewhere.
the Kurt Cobain one somewhere. I think that's worth something. Maybe not. I don't know.
What is it of? His guitar?
His Mustang guitar, yeah.
Okay. That's cool. So, again, like I said, first of possibly many. We'll see. If this campaign goes well, we'll have more collectibles for you. It's a limited run of 100, shipping directly from us, and you know what that means. We're the type of guys who are always trying to do something special and spectacular. So we're going to put it on a 5.5 by 4.25 inch postcard with the Pot of Thunder logo.
See, people can start making room already on
Yep.
their mantles.
If you want to get a frame, there you go. Those are the sizes you need. And you know what else we're going to do? If you want, we will sign it. And if you want, we can personalize it however you want. You just write in what you want us to write, or if you want a mystery surprise, we can do that too. We can insult you, we can compliment you, we can do whatever you want. So
Yeah, and we're going to run this through Etsy, correct?
That's correct.
Because that's mainly for payment processing.
yes, it's the
merchandising, etc.
for what we're doing. It
They're
made
not.
the
They're
most
not.
sense.
They're not producing these like T-Public though. We have this inventory.
Yep, it's right here in front of us.
And I just want to reiterate, you will not be disappointed with this item if it interests you even in the slightest. You will be shocked at the level of quality.
And so, what do you think this is going to run? I don't know. I would say what?
I don't know. I think if you call in the next 2 minutes, we can cut you a deal.
Yeah. What kind of?
We'll run that commercial 24 hours a day.
What's
Call
this
in the
worth?
next 2 minutes.
$20-$30 easily? I don't know. $40 I would pay for this.
Or if you act now, you'll get a second pin.
For the
just pay shipping and handling.
And cost of another pin.
Yeah, well, right, but
just pay
that's
full price
we,
two
we,
times.
We file that under handling.
There you go. Yeah,
So.
handling's full price.
yeah.
So here's the deal.
Oh, and you motherfuckers who live in Australia or some shit, expect to pay extra for postage or shipping, however we get it to you.
I was just getting to that. For our friends in the States, not to exclude our international friends.
But, you know, the game is what the game is.
The game is what the game is. Our friends in the States, this pin can be yours for $10 even. Free shipping, flat $10. $10. What is that, a cup of coffee these days? $10. This pin is yours. Autographed,
a cup of coffee
personalized.
at the Bulls game will run you more than that, probably.
Exactly. Whatever you want us to write on there, it's yours. Metallic marker, it's beautiful.
This is a bargain. The quality will impress you.
Yes. And international friends, we'll figure out the shipping. It's a different deal. Actually, I think Etsy figures that out, but whatever.
Yeah, good, they better.
Yeah, there's a separate cost because that would financially ruin us.
Yeah.
But there you go. So that's it. We'll be tweeting, Facebooking, Instagramming about it.
We'll make it easy to find these things.
We'll put it on potofthunder.com, some type of link over to it in the merchandise
just add
page.
it to the merch drop down.
There you go. So that's where it'll be.
So you can get yourself a charisma robe and one of these pins to put on the lapel.
There you go. And hey, 100. So
that's all there is.
I don't want to say act fast, but I'm going to say act fast.
That's all there is of this series. Who knows what's coming next?
Yes. So if you want the...
We're sticking with this manufacturer, though. Again, I will... once again, quality shit right here.
Yep. I was very impressed. Still am. But when it showed up, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
But this is not a piece of shit.
It's not.
I was worried because they sent a proof, like a design, not very detailed. And I was,
what would you call that exactly?
You know,
sorry to make you turn around. What would you say that another for people who might not understand?
It's
your
like
current description.
It's like a digital.
Well, it's I was going to say, they call it a proof, but it's another P word.
It is. But, yeah, came out beautifully. So
we're
very pleased. So, hey.
You will be pleased.
And I have one now. So.
You got to collect them all. You got one. You got to get them all.
Now, see,
look at that, 99 available.
In fact, we're so confident that you're going to like this. We're not even offering a money-back guarantee because we don't need it.
No.
You don't need it.
Actually, I'm going to put out a guarantee that you're going to want to send us more money after you see it. Because you're saying, I think that I ripped you off. That's the guarantee.
Yeah. That's how confident we are in this product. We will not allow you to get your money back because you don't need to.
No, it's not.
It's unnecessary.
Yeah.
And Nick's got one. Chris has got one. I've got one.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Let me punch that up.
The numbers are dwindling. The stock is dwindling. We're down to 97 available. Oh, my goodness. Act now.
Get on there.
All right, back to the show. So, went to the list. I was happy to see something on there.
I think we all have at least a handful, if not more, of songs we see on there, and we nod our heads and be like, yeah, that's a good one.
That's one that's happening, yep. And this is one of those. So this is a unique situation. It's a song. This several times this has happened on the list, but this is one of those where more than one person submitted this song, which is exciting, and it also lets us know the people are into this one. So that makes me happy, too.
So how many people submitted this?
2. Okay. But, hey, 2's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
There's some obscure ones that I'd never heard of where multiple people have submitted it.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I missed some of those. Unless this is one of those that you think is obscure. I don't think that's the case.
No.
All right.
Probably
so
not.
This is one where as soon as I saw it, I knew it. It's happening. Couldn't wait to pull this one. It was almost my week 1, but I felt we weren't ready for it.
Now, when you were going to pick it week 1, had both people submitted it? Or
I think
did
only
the
one.
second one come in subsequently?
That's a good question. I think... no, I think they were both there, actually.
That's fine.
Yep, they were both there. But I just didn't think we were ready for it so soon. We needed to sit on this egg and let it hatch a little
Goodness, this is a build-up. I like it.
Okay, so
there's a lot of people out there who already think this is going to be an improvement over the Misfits tune you picked. So
yeah,
a lot of people hated my Chili Peppers pick too. So
hey, these are some. That's why they're interesting.
Some might say it's more interesting than the whole Kiss excursion. There's a lot more mystery. There's a lot more elements in play.
Yeah, and there's also more blame, which is kind of fun. I don't mind taking
blame
it.
is always fun.
Because with the Kiss stuff, it just came out randomly. We knew what was in there. It wasn't our choice. This stuff, we're picking it. And it's like, oh, you dick. You picked something that's... I hate that. Why'd you pick that? Oh, that's terrible. Or I love that. Cool that you picked it. Whatever it is.
But these are the 3 of the 4 songs of each cycle are listener submissions. So
all right.
You have only yourselves to blame.
That's right. That's true.
There is a lot of crap on the list. Make no mistake about it.
That's true, too. All right, so this one was chosen or submitted by Robert, no last name, no information,
Robert.
no details. Maybe Robert Kelly. Maybe it was R. Kelly. I don't know.
Robert
Ooh,
Wagner, maybe.
He's a listener. Is he alive still?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah, he is. He's still. People are still thinking he's a murderer. So
He's
yeah,
still-
I was going to say. So he's kind of laying low lately.
He's still. Anytime you hear about him, that's pretty much what it is. So yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Emerald in the World Trade Center. You know, Bob Wagner was riding high thanks to his role as number 2 in the Austin Powers movies.
Yeah.
And then he's been labeled a murderer. All gone.
Well,
Momentum gone.
How did that not happen first? Was it just not as widely known?
Well, you know.
I don't know.
I think it was all swirling about before, but
but that's like
it's
all you heard.
Kind of brushed under the rug, you know.
Yeah.
Then some.
Then now that's all. Yeah.
The days of the internet
You know,
hit.
Harvey Weinstein was carrying on like
Yeah.
a complete scumbag for decades.
You're right.
And suddenly blew the lid off of that shit.
When
That's
it
how
hits,
works.
it hits, I
Yeah.
guess, right? So in addition to Robert, this was submitted by Greg DiPasquale.
Mm.
I'm excited.
It's a name I've seen
Yeah,
on
I've seen that on the list.
Yeah.
social media threads.
And I can't read his comments until after I tell you what the song is because it discusses details.
That's
so,
good.
So here we go.
There are some good, I will say there are some good comments. There is one song on the list that I wouldn't have considered until I read the comment.
Oh,
and
okay.
I'm like, I think I might go for that strictly because of the comment.
See?
So fill out the comment section if you're submitting something.
Tell us why.
It might be the tipping point.
It could be. All right, guys, you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm going to hand the microphone over to Chris Jericho. Here we go.
All right, Harold. This one's called
Hall of the Mountain King.
Off of
Hall of the Mountain King.
by the band.
Savatage. Here it is.
Savatage.
It's Savatage. It's not Savatage.
Was that a Chris Gardner?
He did tell me that, yes.
Yeah, what a jackass. It's like, just stop with that. Don't ever bring that up again.
See, I was under the impression they were called Savatage, which
Any
sounds...
reasonable person would think that.
Yes. And then he told me they were called Savatage, and I thought, well, shit, I don't know. I'm not really, I wasn't around when this stuff was happening. Guy's older than me. He told me that. I'm going to believe him for a little while. And then
The liar.
everyone else kept saying Savatage. I looked it up eventually. I remember reading it was pronounced Savatage, a combination of savage and sabotage, I think is what it was, something like that.
Yeah, I always just would think the word sabotage.
Like they just combined 2 words to make a cool...
Savatage, spelled like that, just for some reason makes me think of like some sort of cuisine, some sort of dish,
some French
thing with lots of greens and
it's got rabbit in it
and lots of just a lot of stuff mixed together. A jambalaya, sort of succotash. If
there
you
you
will.
go. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so Greg DiPasquale, who submitted this song, says, this song rips, and John Olivia's ridiculous 32 consecutive shrieks
Is it 32?
That's what he says.
Wow.
Are a greater time sober. I think he means a great time sober, but an even greater time not sober. So there you go.
I had no idea with 32. I would, if you would ask me, and I know we're going to get into the song, so I won't go too into it, but I would say like 8.
We'll have to count it off.
Yeah,
to see.
32 is crazy.
Maybe he's exaggerating, but we'll find out. I don't know. It might be 32.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So maybe a little bit of background on this before we start it. I didn't know this when it came out. This is 1987. I was 4, had no knowledge of this. Of course.
We probably saw it on Headbangers Ball.
Well, as kids, I'm sure. It didn't come into my world until Metal Mania, which was like 2001, 2003, in there somewhere when that was on VH1 Classic.
Are they still doing that?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't even know if its channel is still on the air.
I don't think it is. If it is, it's not the same thing. Because I know they got rid of that metal show and all that stuff.
Yeah, but they're probably like every other station of that ilk. They're showing Paul Blart Mall Cop, stuff just completely unrelated. It's like, it's like CMT, country music television. They're showing Caddyshack.
Yeah,
it's like, what the fuck?
CMT it's fascinating what you find out.
It's a complete random grab bag. It's just
Medea
like
goes to jail.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's like, what is this?
That's funny, but it's very true that
completely the alleged format of the network completely out the window.
I suspect that the producers of these movies are getting jobs at these networks and then being like, "Hey, you know what would actually tip the scales in our favor? More Paul Blart Mall Cop." I'm telling you.
But who the fuck is watching movies on those networks? They show 5 minutes a movie and then you get 10 minutes of commercials.
It's so
ridiculous.
Bad. It's so bad.
Who
it's
would sit through that?
It's not okay.
No, it's not. It's unbelievable.
I hate it.
I mean, in the days of streaming and DVRing, it's like, who the fuck would sit through that?
Yeah. It's the worst. Are you guys ready for this?
So I just wanted to ask you.
Oh, it's a video.
Yeah, that's right.
Is this your all-time favorite music video?
It might be. I mean, favorite is...
What else?
There has to be categories. There's like favorite for good, favorite for, cool,
well,
favorite for visual.
What other ones would you put up there?
Jeez.
Or do you not have any in mind?
I like the midlife crisis video.
I can't watch that one.
It's kind of graphic.
I can't watch that one.
But I like it.
I remember,
visually interesting.
Yeah, that was shocking. Like, what was that?
Yeah. Jeez, I don't know. Like some of the Kiss videos that we watched, and
the
80s Kiss videos for different reasons. I love those.
Yeah, I've never seen this video to my recollection.
Oh boy.
And the only thing I know of Savatage is that when I started to work at Guitar Center in 1991 in Chicago, the guy who ran the drum department was a drum.
Is the same guy who always plays the Danzig song? Played the Danzig song?
No, he was just one of the sales dudes. The guy who was the manager of the drum department, Felix, I forget his last name. I think it was Goreka or something like that.
Cool name.
He was a drum tech, worked for a lot of bands. And one of them was Savatage, and I remember he had the cover of the Streets, a rock opera album on the wall of the stairway heading down to the drum department.
Okay.
I think that was his thing. He put up album covers of bands he had worked with. One of them was Pantera, the Vulgar Display of Power, the Fist in the Face album cover. That was another one.
Yeah.
So that is the extent of my knowledge of Savatage. Although one more tidbit I know of the guitarist Chris Oliva, who died at an early age. Was it natural causes?
It was a car accident.
Car
he
accident.
got hit by I think it was a drunk driver thing.
Yeah. So that's...
Not him. The person who hit him was the drunk driver.
That's the extent of my Savatage knowledge, so...
Well, you do know that several members went on to form the Trans-Siberian Orchestra too, right?
I did not know that.
The
Okay.
Christmas powerhouse.
Yes, that you hear on
Trans-Siberian.
Your Light FM wherever you are in the
Yeah,
country.
man, people love them.
That's an every year big deal touring thing.
I've heard the live show is worth seeing.
I'd like to
I've
see
seen
it.
some clips. Yeah,
I wanna go.
It's like, I mean, this was a Kiss podcast. It's not far,
'Cause
not
it's
far off.
Just an visual entertainment
yeah, just
thing.
a lot. Yeah,
live
big
experience.
rock kind of
High level musicianship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I did not know that the Savatage guys put that together.
Yep.
Interesting.
But this song came into my world through Metal Mania, and it was one of those things where I don't remember if Nick recorded it and showed it to me. I want to say that's what it was.
I don't remember.
Nick had a VCR, a VHS tape, recorded Metal Mania, and showed me this video. I'm gonna go with that for being what happened. But I remember when I watched it, I couldn't believe that this that this was a real thing. And part of the fun of this, to me, it's, you know, we'll get into the song, but obviously they're really talented guys, and it's perfect for what it is. But it's also just ridiculous too. Like
Well,
it's almost. It's in a different way. It's like Boys Are Gonna Rock level, totally going overboard with their genre of metal, which makes it, again, like I said, I was like 20 or something, and you know this stuff was pretty removed from what was current, so maybe that was part of what made it funny too. But it was just so over the top, the stuff that happens in this video. I was like, this is phenomenal. I want to watch this over and over. This song is always on my iPod or iPhone or whatever I've had over the years since I first discovered it.
And is this? I forget. I don't know the players' names in this band. But is this the guy who has the 4-octave vocal range?
I don't think it's the same guy. I
Oh
think,
no.
Because I think the guy that you're thinking of was a later replacement.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm sure this
I believe
guy
it was Jack Noseworthy.
Yeah, I could see that.
Why
he
would
made
they-
the rounds on a few
Why would
bands
they?
of
Why
that
would
era.
they let him have that name and be in a rock band?
Yeah.
Why would they? Who makes that call?
See that's
Doesn't someone step in?
that's what I should have known something was up, because it's just like you can't allow that to happen. What a boondoggle that was.
That was the greatest moment in the history
Yeah,
of this
I do
podcast.
again
That was
completely
one of my favorite moments.
clueless of what was going on.
Yeah. I'm trying to look this up real quick. Look it up. I might be wrong. They might have had the same singer the whole time. I'm sorry to the Savatage purists out there who know everything.
There probably are a few.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's get to it.
Let's
man.
get to it.
It's quite a build-up. Again, I'm coming into this completely unaware. I've heard chatter about this before, but I've never
All right.
sought it out. So this is a new discovery for me.
And also, I went out of my way to marry the video with the quality MP3,
Oh, my.
not the video, not the audio that was on YouTube. So that's why I said we weren't ready for it the first week. It meant I didn't do this yet, and I didn't think the audio was up to par for what we need to do. But this week, we're ready. So
And just a thing real quick before we get into it. There's a... now, this is also the title of a work from, like, was it from the 1800s or something like that?
it's a classic.
There's a
thing.
and I didn't know that.
Yes.
And then when I saw that, I'm like, why are they talking about? I don't know.
why are they talking about Savatage?
I don't know who the composer is. I'll just say Wagner or something.
Sounds good. No one's gonna argue.
Like why Wagner did that song? But
This what we're about to hear was
which
originally
which
written.
adds to the grandiose nature.
Yeah,
is the fact that obviously these guys are musicians.
Yeah.
I'm sure they were well aware of that. And
Oh, yeah.
they just,
Of course
they
they were.
they used didn't do a variation on the title, just straight up used. it.
Yeah. All right. Well, get ready. Video's coming. Here we go. Already laughing. It's a
Graveyard scene.
Yeah. Wind rustling about.
My.
Oh, lightning.
Oh.
They did a negative of the shot.
Love it.
Oh, my God.
And then it's, I'm pretty sure. Oh, go ahead.
I would say instantly a little person.
Yeah, and I don't know, but I always suspected.
Yeah.
It's the same guy from Ernest Scared Stupid.
The trolls?
Yeah. Is this
Any
the same
reason
guy?
why?
No, just resemblance.
Those people
If you
all
could
look
tell.
the same to you. Is that what you're saying?
I don't want to. I don't want to be that type of ignorant. I
That's
just
fine. I just verbalized it for you. That's what you're thinking. I was about
Put me
ready to
in that
say, is that the
category.
Game of Thrones guy? Same
Or
rationale.
it could be the leprechaun guy.
Oompa Loompa guy.
Could be that, or the guy that was on Seinfeld with the beard. I don't know. These are the famous little people actors.
Yeah.
They are.
I mean, I'm sure this is a guy who's
this-
been around.
this
Oh, he's a
prob-
pro.
this
He's
prob-
not off the street.
Right.
It's probably not Billy Barty,
Billy Barty.
Billy Barty.
the all-time
was-
great.
Well, come on now. Let's be careful.
Isn't he
with
the
that.
all-time great little person? Actor? Prolific?
Define great. I mean, again, let's
Dude,
not toss
Was in
around
everything? I don't know.
Billy Barty. Out of here.
What do you have against Billy Barty?
What did Billy Barty ever do?
Yeah. Why do you...
I don't have anything against him, but let's not
Sounds
put him
like
on.
it.
Well, maybe if you put him on a pedestal, you can look him in the eye. And,
Oh, there
Oh,
we go.
boy.
but let's just be careful with the hyperbole here. We know why these guys are getting jobs.
I don't know, man. Peter Dinklage, I think, is the one. If we're going to say all-time great, as far as talent.
He's got to be better
He's the-
than Billy Barty. Out of here. That actually might be a worse name than Jack Noseworthy, if you think about it.
It's not great,
Stupid name. Out of here.
Barty Billy.
Kude and Usay are better than Billy Barty.
Usay Barty.
Ridiculous.
Not only better names, but just better. I see a Photoshop coming
Oh, no, I hope not. The missile.
on the toilet. Billy Barty on the toilet.
Oh, let's
Oh.
stop. 'Cause
Yeah, we're
I'm-
never
I'm-
going to get through this.
No. So this guy's heavily in makeup.
Okay, but so are we? Is this a period piece? Are we looking back? Is this, kind of a? Is this sort of harkening back to the a nod to the original piece that it's named for, or what?
I kind of think so, but let's continue the video and determine that.
And I looked it up. It's Edvard Grieg was the composer. Not that
Okay.
it matters, but
I thought you meant it was him, the actor.
Could be. You could have fooled us.
Yeah.
Little Edvard
Also
Grieg.
a better name than Billy Barty. Out of here with that.
my oh my.
But
Stupid name.
But one thing I do want to mention, it's going to be hard during this episode because this video is so excellent. But we also do have to
we
comment
got-
on what's
yes.
happening with the audio.
Whatever. We've done
is-
it before.
yeah, not a
It's
whole
our
lot yet.
fucking show.
But this is
We'll do
next
what we
level
want.
video, so it's going to be hard to talk about
I'm
anything
going
else.
to take your word for it because I've never seen it. But
Well, so far, it's a slam dunk.
all right.
Little person running through the
We heard
graveyard.
a little bit of the guitar riff. I'm going to try and key in on the music a little bit, but we'll
right.
see how it goes.
All right, let's continue.
So pretty. Like I'm not
What's he
gonna.
kicking?
He walked into a shrub.
Yeah, and he just
don't know.
starts kicking at it. What's the matter with this guy?
That's one of the
How
best parts.
wound up is he?
I don't
Fucking
want.
paranoid.
I don't want to
is
make
this guy.
any jokes that are coming to mind.
Yeah, there's
But
a lot of them.
the music.
This might be the end. We might not get to the milestone episode.
$2.99's the end.
The guitar riff. I'm not gonna say. Well, I guess I will say stock, but I mean it's cool. But it's pretty pretty typical '80s headbangers ball. You know, like
Of the era.
yeah.
Yeah.
This
It's
is
kinda
this
like-
is something that you wouldn't be surprised to hear.
Kind of like post Metallica, Megadeth
Yeah.
influence. You know, well played. Sounds good.
Yeah.
And then soloing as soon as the drums kick in.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yep. All right, right. So he was walking through the graveyard. He bumped into a shrub and started throwing his arms about in a fit of anger. Wound up guy, kept walking, and there was some kind of what is that called? Where there's a hole and there's some leaves over it. And you step in it and you fall through. It's like a trap door of nature or something.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happened. He's falling now.
So I mean, the visual, and I don't know if I should make my statement about this yet, but the visual to me is it's reminding me of like a Lord of the Rings kind of a thing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, is this a period piece?
I'd say so far, sure.
I'm thinking it's Tolkien-esque.
There you go.
But okay, so if that's the case, then you Game of Thrones. My wife started watching that recently. Is trying to get me into it. Why must there be a midget involved in all of this medieval time stuff?
There always is.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
Weren't midgets just done away with as, like, not contributors to society? I mean, people were savages back then.
It was a cruel time.
Yeah.
People didn't put up with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you didn't have just fucking midgets running around. I mean, seriously.
I'm covering my
What
face.
what is with that? What is with that, though?
You've got an interesting point. It's
Every period piece of that, like, medieval era, there's a fucking midget in the cast.
I'm
Why?
struggling to think of something where there isn't one. I don't know.
Why is that? It makes no sense.
Does
to
it
me.
does it have to do with like hobbits and stuff? Because they're supposed to be smaller in stature, and that's just sort of an established thing.
See, I'm not well versed enough. Maybe that's what it is. I don't really know my medieval culture other than
God
Black
knows
Knight.
I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, was that reality, or was that just the stupid fantasy world that these idiots dreamed up?
And then they just kept
wrote this
repeating
stuff?
it. Yeah.
Hobbits.
It has to
Outta
originate somewhere in like fan fiction,
Jesus Christ.
or I'm saying fan fiction, maybe realistic fiction would be better, but it's got to be like there's got to be somewhere where it came from and it was iconic, right? I mean, I'm not a great fan of this type of thing either. Like I'm not a huge Lord of the Rings, that kind of thing.
Good.
But
I mean,
Good.
I actually prefer watching this video to watching
Me too.
any of the movies.
Oh,
from
I
that saga.
I would worry about you if you had a different opinion. I mean, don't get me rolling.
It's
on that.
got to be like
as bad as Star Wars is. The whole fucking Lord of the Rings thing. That's another level of pathetic.
Pathetic.
I'm serious, man. If you're above the age of 6 and you're into that shit, reevaluate. Do it now. Time's running out. I mean, ridiculous. Who the fuck gets into this garbage? I mean, this is different. It's almost satire so far. We're only a few seconds into
Yeah,
it.
30 something, but
it's dungeony and dragony. So
Oh,
far.
that's the worst. Go get laid. Sitting around playing that stupid ass game. Go fucking meet some chicks, man. Figure it out. Sort it out.
There's a
slugs.
There's a story. I was in a comic book shop one time on a
Here we
Saturday.
go.
I can't say what the guy said, but it was absolutely. It was
Why?
because I just don't want to say
Alright.
the word that the guy called
vulgarness.
the other guy.
Okay.
I'll just say it started with an F and rhymes with maggot.
Oh, okay. There you
Oh,
go.
You can
that's
tell what it
nice.
is.
Yeah,
I'm
we
not
know
sure.
what it is.
But
I need more.
But I'm at a comic book store, and I'm gonna use the word maggot, but in the way the guy said it. But I'm at the comic book store buying something at the counter, and I mean I don't frequent the comic book store that much, but I have been there a few times, and I've noticed that they've got tables set up, and they'll have people meet and play
their games.
Magic or Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that.
Chris is rolling his eyes.
And
shaking
in the
his head.
store, I'm sitting there. It's me, probably the owner. I'm thinking, is ringing me up, and there's these two guys playing at the table. So, I just hear like a guy throw a card down, and the guy looks at it. He goes, "You maggot."
Why? Did he lose or something? And he was outraged?
Yeah. That the guy hit him with whatever he hit him with.
Wow.
And then the
That's
owner,
special.
like, almost kind of like taken aback, but then felt like he had to. Hey,
Knock it off, guys.
Can't use that language, something like that. But yeah,
Wow.
that's and that it kills me just thinking about being there in that moment. When
Yeah.
that guy lost it.
That scene would be in Pot of Thunder, the movie,
Yeah,
if we made
really
it.
would.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he was very upset.
That's all he said.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was like,
Great.
Awesome.
yeah. People just a guy obviously out of touch with his surroundings.
Or well, that's what happens when you have zero social skills.
Yeah.
It's like being homeschooled. You're a fucking mutant at that point. You don't know how to fucking interact with human beings. It's not healthy. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Get out in the world. Get laid. Stop with the Dungeons and Dragons and the Hobbits and this other
And
crap.
how many? And I have a friend who's
Fuck me,
and
man.
to this day, his Instagram account, he'll post pictures of him with the die that has like 50 sides.
Enough.
And I have no idea what it is.
Let's
but-
move ahead here. This could
people-
go on forever.
Yeah, people are into it though. Man.
Now they're losers. Let's move ahead.
All right. So where we're at now, vocals are about to start. So brace yourself. Here we go. So many awesome things to talk about. We
I
can
know.
focus on each guy.
You just cut it right at one of the best vocal moments.
I'm
though,
sorry.
Right before it. You might have to back it up just.
I
a
will
little.
when we go
Okay.
back in. First thing I want to talk about, it's a period piece, but these guys are playing modern instruments. Does that ruin the period piece, or is it still okay?
No,
Is that
that's what I
excused?
would have expected.
Okay.
It's like
I mean, they're not going to come out with fucking lutes and stuff and
Thankfully, they didn't.
expect you to coordinate that in your mind with what you're hearing.
even by 1987, I think it was pretty well established that like metal music fit with this type of medieval kind of that you could get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Dio with
exactly.
the Holy Diver video and whatnot. It's not that far removed from that.
And Joe Elliott's gigantic sword from the
Well,
Rock of Ages
that
video.
was a bit of a stretch there. But
Well, so first of all,
apologies to Tom Codal.
the guys in the band do sort of have like neoclassical influenced outfits on. Like,
Yeah,
we've
they got
some kind of
the ruffly shirt, which coincidentally the midget is wearing as well.
Yeah, I think they got a 5-for-4 deal on that.
At Dunhill.
Yeah, they got the ring bearer one for free.
Oh no!
Perfect. The
Quit.
classic parking lot sale.
Oh, forget it.
Just hit play.
All right. So
With the books of life with the air. This castle lost all. The mountain king roams all alone in here, but he's not the only one.
I mean, a fantastic metal voice.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Can't deny it. The guy's got range, and he's got the perfect tone.
good amount of
For the-
grit to his voice.
Yeah.
You know what? And the other thing is, I'm obviously not versed in Savatage, and I'm not especially versed in the band I'm about to compare them to, but is it a stretch to hear a connection between Savatage and Dream Theater?
I don't think so. I think they're in the
This
same
guy's,
ballpark.
from what little I've heard of Dream Theater, this Savatage singer, it sounds a lot like James LaBrie
Okay.
of Dream Theater.
And I'm not. I mean, I know a few songs from both bands.
Mhm.
I would say I don't know if Savatage gets into like odd time signatures as a standard practice or not, but aside from that, yeah, I could see that comparison, and I think they're both musicianship wise, they're both you're gonna probably find a lot of common fans.
Yeah, and I'd be curious to know if Dream Theater was influenced by Savatage at all, but Dream Theater has been around for a while now.
Yeah.
I mean, they were probably getting their start right around this time, right?
I would say so, yeah.
I'm hearing a very cursory knowledge. I'm hearing a bit of a connection there.
Yep. Another thing I wanted to comment on, the guys, they know this is their video shoot because like the drummer's doing that thing where you're switching hands with which hand you hit the snare drum with. He's crossing over, just showing off.
Right.
The bass player had both arms in the air and the bass between his legs like a penis at one point, not even playing it.
which I mean is a funny thing because you'd think that it's more intellectual if they're going for this, but no, you've got the guy with the phallic,
It must have been like, we're going to take ourselves very seriously when we're performing this, but in the video, we got to keep up with what's happening right now.
Yeah, and
give them a show.
So still somewhat early in the whole mass proliferation of music videos. A lot of these fucking directors were just like making these guys do the most ridiculous shit for the sake of doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody just trusts these directors when they, in fact, were just idiots.
It's like, guys, I know it's not part of your intended artistic vision, but abdominal projection is really something that you have to...
Exactly.
We have to.
It's like, haven't you seen the Whitesnake videos where Rudy Sarzo is licking the bass? You need to do something similar because that's the formula for success.
Here's a compilation of all the top videos in the past year. All kinds of phallic symbols. So start thrusting.
Yeah, pretty much.
Get to thrusting, you classical nerds. What just happened?
Monk-like chanting in the background, starting to lose.
And it's interesting that there's a lot of lead guitar, but it's put down pretty low actually. Like it's not a featured thing. It's just kind of.
It's almost like ambient.
Yeah. It's a lot of echo on it, and it's not that prominent. And then there's some weird old guy sitting in a chair,
a king of sorts,
unconscious almost, I think.
And I think they're in a mountain. Wait a minute, is he the Mountain King?
And are we in this hall
Starting
already?
to connect the dots.
Yeah, and there were jewels. There was a bowl of jewels. I saw.
No, I didn't. I don't have my glasses on.
Mm-hmm.
So that bowl of jewels, to me, it looked like whenever we have a family gathering, we take a bucket, and it's like the drink bucket outside with ice in it.
Yeah, it was just like a metal can.
That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah, right. Awesome.
Great voice. I mean, I know we're going to probably laugh a little bit about some of the delivery here.
It's over the top.
It's over the top, but he's got an enviable voice for this type of music, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
And he's doing one of my favorite, well, I'll say favorite in kind of an ironic way, not really favorite when it was going on in every video.
Yeah.
Where the lead singer or whoever the featured guy is acting.
Yes.
He's part of the scene. They're not just a incidental, like a band playing that nobody sees.
And then it cuts back and forth between some story that they're not involved in and their rehearsal or whatever.
Yeah, which, I mean, I can't name a band who didn't do that. I think literally everybody did that.
Yeah, crossed over
during a certain period of time in the 80s where they had to they had to be acting.
Yeah. So the great part about that, the vocal delivery of that Madness Reigns, he's got both hands up and it's coming from the diaphragm, and he's got his hands up like fists with, a powerful delivery, and he's yelling it into the little person's face. So he's encountered the little person who was wandering through the forest.
Yeah, so they are not just some sort of how would you say it, ghostly figure that nobody sees.
They're performing for the king, I think.
Yeah.
And this is a warning. Like, you got, the madness reigns down here. Be careful.
Well, he didn't want to be down there. He fucking fell down there.
But I think he's just saying, get the hell out of here.
Well, how's he going to get out of there?
Yeah,
he's trying to
There's
find a
nowhere
hole.
He's got to find
A hole that goes up.
Well, maybe out of the side of the mountain. I don't know.
I don't know. He's in trouble
He's in
either way.
serious trouble.
Yeah.
And this is not, as far as
hole that goes up.
as far as we know, this is not something. This isn't like he did something. Like he followed something, or
Yeah, we don't know why he was out
We
there.
don't.
He
We don't know the backstory.
he was
here.
walking along, minding his business.
Yeah, exactly.
Went out of an orange-colored sky.
Yep.
He fell into a mountain.
His deep, dark eyes keep watch on his kingdom and the mysteries that sleep safe inside. His hall, its towers of stone, shall not be overthrown for eternity. It is guarded by the king.
Another thing I love about this lead singer is that he is not. He's all talent, because if he didn't have his talent, he wouldn't be the
I was
lead
just
singer
about
of
to
a band.
say.
He's not a especially pretty man
Bad
for the
hair,
time. He's
puffy,
he's on the heavy side,
double
Not
chin,
but
shitty Michelangelo Battio hair, just ill-fitting velvet jacket.
Yeah.
You can't. If you're gonna rock a velvet jacket, get one that fits at least.
well, it's a rental.
Well, yeah, but I still try a few on. Get one that fits.
Yeah.
You know?
And
No,
this-
he's not. Visually, he's not an appealing individual.
Yeah.
More so than this guy who's on the screen.
Looks like a goat. That
Yeah.
makeup job on
Yeah.
the diminutive individual.
Yeah, he's got
Well
like
put, yeah.
got a little beard on the.
Yeah, he looks like a
Billy
goat.
goat
where you
beard.
paused it. Yeah,
But now he's scrambling around. Well,
Well,
he's
yeah.
kind of been doing that for the whole damn
But
video.
now there's a sense of urgency.
Well, about time.
He's
Yeah,
confused.
nothing gets by this guy. Oh, Jesus, I'm in trouble.
Fell into a mountain.
Yeah. And some guy got in my face and yelled madness reigns at me. But I still don't know what's going on here.
Yeah.
I still don't know what to make of this situation.
And this song really, like, I haven't listened to it in a while. I know I just mainly would overhear Andy listening to it years ago, over and over.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with
This song's great. Like, it really, the performances, it's heavy. It's like the guys are all.
They figured out what they wanted to do, and they're doing
And
it
it's
extremely
and
well.
it's got like
Yeah.
it's definitely like metal of this era, but it's got a groove to it too.
Yeah, and it makes sense that they would form Trans-Siberian Orchestra because it's very theatrical. It's very over the top. You know, it's entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad to see what the power that it brings. Madness reigns in the heart of the mountain king.
Pretty excellent there. That laugh.
Yeah, and they drag that out quite a bit.
Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to write in a laugh here. So just hang back for another 4 beats. It's an odd choice, but again, very theatric, and
Yeah.
it works with what they're doing, pushing the story further. But, in the video, the bass player jumped in front of the little guy this time and turned him around by the shoulders and pointed back that way. Then he walks that way. Singer jumps in
Well, the
front of him
bass
and
player
yells at
isn't.
him again.
It's not like he needs to be there.
No,
He's not playing
doing
the
anything.
bass.
Right,
Yeah.
he's not playing. And then now suddenly there's a room full of gold treasures. El Dorado he's discovered inside this mountain. So I don't know. I don't know how that happened.
So-
But I would say if you stumble upon gold treasures inside of some mountain. Get away from that. You don't want
you
'em.
know, but that's probably the whole theme here. Is he gonna is he seduced by this? Is he gonna be able to cut his losses and get out of there?
I sense danger.
I don't think he's gonna make the right choice.
I mean, it'd be hard
So
to.
far, he hasn't exhibited that ability to make the right choice. So yeah, this guy's a mess, a hot mess. Right.
That musically, I forgot about that little breakdown. Always made me think of Invaders.
From Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
very
pretty
similar.
Wow, I never thought of that. Okay, I hear it.
Maiden is not this cheesy, but extremely theatrical.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there's not that much. Maiden is not that far removed from this. I mean, this is definitely a little campier, a little more like Broadway.
Yeah.
But you know, Maiden, of course, when Dickinson joined, just became very, very theatrical.
Well, I mean, the "Can I Play with Madness" video is not far from this.
No, you're not. Yeah, exactly.
We haven't done it, gone over any of the lyrics, but I don't think we need to. I think they're all pretty
yeah.
self-explanatory. You can hear what he's saying. He's enunciating very well. So.
Yeah.
And there's really not anything that's a surprise. It's all just kind of like what you'd
Medieval
expect.
bullshit.
Yes, exactly. Talking about stone and castles.
Yeah, I
and
don't want to hear any of that shit.
Yeah.
Not interested.
The thing I always wondered about music videos, and it's something I would notice, and it would make me mad, but not mad, but whatever. Something I would
Annoy you.
Yeah, it would annoy me. But now that I'm older, I think about it, and I realize it's probably not the situation. I'd be like, why is the drummer playing something different than what's happening?
Continuity errors,
Yeah.
basically.
But then I would think, like, why does he not know the song? But I'm sure it's just the edit. Whoever edited it didn't pay attention, or
hey,
just
the guitar player looks really cool here.
Yeah.
Put that in.
Yeah, like there was the part there where he was just like counting on the cymbal or something, but the drummer's doing like a big fill in the middle of the drum kit. That's not happening.
Yeah.
But that's just one of those little things where it's like, what are you doing? You forget what you do there? But no, I'm sure it's just whoever edited it. It's not like the drummer sat down and made the video. They showed up, they filmed it, and then probably a week later they saw it, and that was it.
Yeah.
So here we go. Big breakdown coming, guys. This is what Greg DiPasquale was mentioning, I think, coming up pretty soon here.
Okay.
The no. He's saying, don't touch those jewels. Those are not for you.
He's getting greedy.
Yeah. But let me get out my abacus real quick. We need to start counting. Here come the
I'm curious because 32.
shrieks.
Oh, right.
32 sounds like way more than I would remember, but
Yeah. Okay. This is quite a build, though, isn't it?
to do one of these is pretty impressive.
I don't even know what
If he's doing 32 in a row, then
I think this is where Chris and this song officially part ways. Is my prediction.
we're gonna
but
have
we'll
to.
see.
We might have to call the Guinness people.
Yeah. Here we go.
33.
That's 33. If you count that last one,
Which
was
you
even
should.
better
You
than.
should count it, yeah.
My goodness.
Wow.
I mean,
how about
that's
that?
basically what would that in a lot of other music you'd have probably the keyboard
Mhm.
doing that.
Yeah.
You got in this case no. You've got the guy who can do it.
Why bother if you got the guy who
Do you
can do
think
it?
do you think that was one take? Cuz that's unbelievable.
I'm
going
gonna
to
say yes.
Cuz how do you have the steam left to ascend
After
to the last few notes the way that he did?
after 32, that 33rd note is over the top. That's the big release.
Yeah,
but
and
how do you have
like it was like 31, 32, and then 33 were
Oh,
all
yeah,
scaling up a
Right,
little bit.
right.
Like, how do you have the? I don't know. I'm sure he probably did do it all in one take, but that's pretty incredible.
I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say this was a different time.
Oh yeah, if it was Pro Tools, he
could have
probably
done one.
done a bunch of takes, grabbed one that was
Yeah.
the best, and yeah,
I'm gonna say Savatage didn't have the budget to do.
they didn't need it. I guess
They didn't need it. Is what I'm saying. It's perfect as it
I
is.
think that's crazy.
Yeah, the guy is a talent. Can't deny that.
I say to the world now.
What do you guys think?
I'm like more into it than I thought I would be. I mean, I always enjoyed it, but it's pretty like it just for this period and for this style of music, it's got pretty much everything that you'd want, right?
I would say.
I mean,
so.
like multiple heavy riffs, the high, gritty, high soaring vocals all happening.
Now, would you say this is indicative of their sound in general?
Honestly, I haven't explored a couple songs on this album. I would say yes for this album. Some of it is more atmospheric. I don't know. What word am I trying to think of? Like, it's not all this level of intensity. Some of it is more like,
Which I would say is not shocking, considering that it's very much, the Dungeons and Dragons-y kind of a vibe.
Right.
So it would make sense that there'd be a lot of downtime, before
Yeah.
whatever build-ups are going to happen. So.
Yeah. Well, the song before this on the album is Prelude to Madness, an instrumental composed by Edvard Grieg. Look at that.
All right.
They're just doing his stuff right in there.
Wow.
That leads into
So
Hall of
there's
the
a-
Mountain King.
So the whole Madness Reigns, I don't know anything about Edvard Grieg's original piece, but I guess the whole Madness Reigns plays into it then. That
Mhm.
whole lyric, considering that the intro is Prelude to Madness.
Yeah.
So these guys are not just throwing stuff together, I guess.
No.
They
They did their homework.
Yeah.
And something interesting, I'm looking at the personnel for this album. Each guy gets a little nickname. So, like, the singer, it's funny that I actually use this adjective. John Oliva, the Grit.
Okay.
Okay.
Chris Oliva, the Crunch. That's the guitar player. Johnny Lee Middleton on the bass, the Thunder. Steve Wackles, Dr. Killdrums. How come he's not a the something? Everyone else is
I
a
don't
the
know.
something. They kind of dropped the ball with that, I
It's
think.
not bad.
But it's okay.
It's like a Def Leppard album. Everybody has to have a nickname.
I didn't know that was a Def Leppard thing too.
Yeah, it's what is it? I don't know this for a fact, but I'm thinking that's a Joe Elliott thing. He's probably one of those guys where if you're in his group of people, he gives you a nickname.
Oh,
like
okay.
there's always that guy in high school. You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
like There's either somebody who's really desperately trying to acquire a nickname, or there's somebody who's like really trying to make nicknames stick for other people.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I. The latter is what I always kind of pegged Joe Elliott for. Just always trying to assign people with a clever nickname.
Yeah, I could see that. One more thing I wanted to mention. The King just stood up, and he's a pretty jacked dude.
He
He's
is.
pretty big.
Yeah, he was in good shape for an older dude.
And wrestling nerds will remember this, but he reminds me of when Kevin Nash was Oz. He had that gray
yeah.
beard, and he's a
Wow.
big jacked dude. It might be Kevin Nash. I
I-
want to find out who it is.
Yeah, well, let's pose that, because I was actually just looking that up.
Couldn't find anything.
Yeah, I didn't look that long, obviously, but
Yeah.
yeah. Someone's got to know, and that's a really that's a great comparison.
It's right on,
It
isn't
fits absolutely with just the whole look of this video too.
it? Yeah.
You could have had Oz in this video.
Come with me. Stay close by my side as the darkness of night closes in. Don't fear.
You know what else this has? There is a hole in the mountain, first of all. But what this video has always reminded me of, since the first time I saw it, and it's made me laugh, is in Cabin Boy when he wanders into a similar situation.
Gets his pipes clean.
He gets his pipes cleaned by the Medusa lady with the
Yeah.
snake hair, and then he announces it to everyone outside of the mountain.
Yes, emerges.
That
from
was,
the-
if I remember correctly, from like all the commercials and trailers for that movie, that was that was in every single one
Yeah.
of them. These pipes.
These pipes are clean.
That's the line.
That
from
was
the movie.
like the big line for, and yeah.
What a weird movie.
That's a classic.
It's great, but it's really weird.
Oh, of course it is.
Extremely weird.
And wasn't that Brian Doyle Murray who was
Yeah.
telling him, you got to get your pipes clean?
No, it was the older, saltier guy. Maybe, I don't know. I
Lou
think-
Brown from Major League.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He
I
was
think
in
it's
that
him.
too.
Yeah, he's great in it. And then
Yeah.
I can't even think of who the third guy is. I don't know. Another old dude. I don't think I even know the guy who was the captain from anything
Yeah.
else, but what a weird ass
That's
movie.
classic.
Yeah.
All-time classic.
Doesn't the son spit tobacco at him at one point?
Yeah,
There's just a
it's
ton
just
of weird
weird.
shit in
Yeah.
that movie. Great movie. I'm going to watch it tonight.
Like the Medusa's husband is like a copier salesman or something like that. I don't know, some sort of salesman, you know.
Oh, and he
like
comes home.
a
Oh, that's
regular
right.
job.
Yeah.
He comes home and finds out, and then hell breaks loose.
You know what I do to guys who quote unquote sleep with my wife? Great line. It's like, why is the quote unquote?
Because it's hilarious.
Yeah, that's a classic.
I haven't seen
All-time
that
classic.
in years. Like,
Yeah, it's been a while for me, too.
It comes and goes on
It's-
HBO and rotation. That's one I watch all the time when it's on.
I'm expecting it would be like The Jerk, where when I was younger and I saw it, I thought like this. I don't get it. Why? Like this is stupid. But then when
It gets
but
better
then,
with
and
every
then when you
viewing.
grow a little bit more mature.
Every line is a classic.
It's funny. You grow mature, you can appreciate the less mature stuff even better.
Amazing movie.
Didn't Tim Burton have something to do with it, too?
I don't know.
In some capacity.
Wasn't
I don't
that,
think he was like the main director, but I think he was involved in
Wasn't that, as far as I know, that was David Letterman's only
it. Only acting role?
acting role where he wasn't just playing himself in a movie.
Yeah. And he
I don't know.
basically
I
is
could be wrong.
himself. But
Yeah,
just
but he's
a fisherman acting like
but
David
he's not
Letterman.
David Letterman on the Late
Yeah.
Show. You know.
Right. Yeah. Let's just watch that. I can't even finish this video. Billy Barty's about to get his pipes cleaned here by the lead singer of Savatage. He's got him by the shoulders. Actually, he's got him by one wrist and by the back of his shirt. He's in
And he's
trouble.
dazed.
Yeah, he is.
He's
Yeah.
yeah. It's just.
He almost made it
Not
out of the.
gonna end
I mean,
well
it's
for
it's
him.
it's maybe not doing it
He's gonna
justice.
be raped here in a minute.
I don't think it's doing the whole thing justice, because this song in particular is a package deal.
Yeah, it is.
It really is. Like, we've done stuff in the past where we've just had fun watching the videos. I think Boys Are Gonna Rock is another example where it really is like an essential part of the experience.
Yeah, it's watching along.
And you're really missing something if you're just listening to it.
Yeah. I agree. And I think this guy's not going to get his pipes cleaned. He's going to get his pipes clogged.
He's gonna get his clock cleaned.
Yeah. thunder it roars when the mountain king calls all his children home to where I'm headed.
All right, I'm sorry we keep stopping it, but we have to. There's a giant hole with sunshine coming in right behind them.
Yeah.
And they just...
The guy...
He wiped away sand, and it reveals the word exit with an arrow, and now they're excited. They didn't see the gigantic hole with all the light coming in, but they read exit and an arrow pointing
Now
there.
he stole... Didn't he steal something, right?
Yeah, he did. He has some stuff he ripped off.
He stole a chest.
Mm-hmm.
Chest.
Yeah, like a treasure chest.
How is he going to haul that thing around?
Well, it's sized for him.
Great.
It's appropriately sized.
We must run. Refuge here for those forever on the run.
He didn't know where to leave. The
Yeah.
guy had to point.
Finally it's just like, get the fuck out of here.
This way, yes, go.
Like
be
we've
gone.
got stuff happening in here.
Yeah.
You're disrupting all the bacchanalia, if you will.
Take your stolen merchandise and get the hell out.
Yeah.
In the hall of the mountain king. Oh, yeah. In the hall of the mountain king. Oh,
All right, he's in someone's backyard now. We just went over someone's retaining wall.
Insert
He's in-
garden gnome
he's
joke
in,
here.
He's in Jerry Jarrett's backyard right now.
Just
Yeah, and it looked like John Oliva was pointing to the WrestleMania sign for a while. He held his finger up a little too long, pointing to the exit. It was uncomfortable. But yes, he's emerged. This is clearly someone's backyard. Then he's emerged from the shrubs, and they've got their landscaping bricks.
right.
And he's got-
Retaining wall.
Yep, he's got his treasure chest. What's in that thing? Oh my God! There's the treasure. Here it is.
And just a weird guitar part there at the end.
That's it. So the
We got
treasure.
a Savatage cassette.
That was the treasure. That's what was in there, among some other gold and
No,
jewels.
but the cassette was what he was looking.
That was the
really
main treasure.
No, the
picked up
cassette
and
is something
examined.
that gets thrown aside in favor of the really valuable stuff in
what is
there.
this bullshit? But that's it. And I have a lot of questions.
Well,
that's the mark of a great video.
Yeah.
The king.
It's a mark of great art when you think about
Yeah.
it.
It is. The king stood up for a minute, and you'd think there was going to be some kind of conflict.
A chase.
He just sat back down and closed his eyes, and that was it. Had his treasure chest
Yeah,
stolen from
there's-
him, and his Savatage cassette tape. So
Probably
kinda
was happy to see that go.
I'm
He
trying-
stood up and then he's like, "Oh, he's stealing that. Go ahead."
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was
Take it.
stealing something that I actually value.
It's like if you have a really shitty car, someone stole it, you'd be like, you know what?
Yeah,
It's not
kind of
worth
car
it.
you leave the keys in the ignition whenever you go in and shop, hoping somebody will take it.
You just leave it running
Yeah,
at the gas
right,
station.
exactly.
Just go walk around.
You actually put a sign in the window, "Free car," and nobody takes it. You're like, "God damn it! I'm stuck with this thing still."
Yeah, being a little too needy there. People are gonna think something's up
Yeah, it's like, is this a trick?
All right.
with your Savatage Hall of the Mountain King
Yeah.
tape sticking out of the deck.
It's
Exactly.
stuck in the tape player. That's why the guy's trying to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Can't exit or
Yeah.
can't eject it.
Yeah, that's not a selling point.
You put that in the bargain finder. That's one of the details.
Yeah. Cons.
There's a giant there's a long anagram for that at the end. Savatage Hall of the Mountain King tape stuck in the only thing you can listen to.
Yeah. So, guys, it's time to vote. Sweet Surrender or Kick in the Crotch. Nick, you're voting first today. Give it to us.
I'm gonna go Sweet Surrender.
Ooh.
It's Sweet Surrender. Hell yes.
Same era, same sort of attire as your Yngwie Malmsteen
Yeah.
would have had at that point, and he still dresses like this video.
Yeah.
Nothing
Puffy
wrong with
shirts,
that.
yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, it's his thing.
Tight black leather pants, laced up.
Are we talking about
Laced up.
Yngwie or these
Yeah.
guys?
Yngwie.
Yeah, I mean, that's his shtick.
So, it's I mean, I know like the video is a huge selling point for this one, because of its frequent silliness.
Yeah.
But as far as the type of song that this is, the era that it's from, it's like it really nailed it. And it's like there's great playing, and the singer's so over the top that it is silly at times.
Yeah.
And if you get overly theatrical, that's not really something I'm into that much. But I mean, they sounded great, and it's a cool song. It's a pretty catchy song. Like that verse gets stuck in my head.
Yeah. I agree with you.
And yeah, I mean it's a well-crafted 80s metal song.
There you go.
Not thrash, but metal.
Right. I'm going to vote second, and I'm also going to give this a Sweet Surrender.
It's Sweet Surrender. Hell yes.
It's funny that you mentioned Yngwie because I sent you a screenshot from my phone one time where I had my workout playlist, and it was 2 songs, Hall of the Mountain King and Heaven Tonight by Yngwie Malmsteen. On shuffle. So you never know. You never knew what you were going to get while you were working out.
again.
Might get 1, 2, 3 times in a row.
That's right. Yep. That's all it took, though. That's all I needed.
Well, and it's those around the same time, those albums came out. Similar themes, Riot in the Dungeons and all that kind of
Yeah.
Dungeon and Dragon kind of stuff.
You're right. Yep. Something about that inspires me to exercise. I should probably start listening to these more often. But like I said, sort of at the beginning, this was I can't believe this is real, but I also think it's great. But it's ridiculous, and it's over the top, and it's borderline parody because it's so extreme as far as like what's cool, what became cool later.
Yeah, that was a thing in the 80s, I guess.
Yeah.
Just let's go as far as we can let's push it to the absolute limits.
And I think obviously hindsight is 2020. As everyone says, you don't know what's actually going to be timeless, but this turned out not to be timeless. This type of ridiculous over the top metal, it became something that people laugh at, even though I think there's a level of respect with the players, but it's not a cool image.
But there's a sort of an unapologetic quality to the whole execution.
Sure, and that's great. I'm a big fan of that. I agree with you, but it's just not like they're going to start selling the T-shirts of this band at JCPenney. Like what became classic rock is what became classic rock, but no one knew what's going to be around forever.
No, but every era has music that aged well.
Right.
And music that didn't. This
Yeah.
would fall in the latter category.
Yes, and that was
music of this style.
And that was part of the appeal of it to me, though, was that it was so ridiculous and not quote unquote cool.
Yeah, and see, here's the thing, and it's actually kind of coincidence that the timing of it came up as it has, but this past Saturday on...
You fell into a mountain?
No.
Oh, okay.
This past Saturday on the MTV Live channel, used to be Palladia.
Yes.
They reran that entire metal... that Sam Dunn...
series of Evolution of Metal.
Yeah, Evolution of Metal, right. And so... When I first saw it, you're going through the episodes and you see one is called Power Metal. It's like, what the fuck is that? Never heard of that term. It is all bands that do this kind of music.
There you
and
go.
like the festivals they play are almost like Renaissance festivals and stuff. And I have to, I don't recall it because quite frankly I didn't watch the entire episode, but they had to have referenced these guys in that
That would make sense.
episode because it was all about this type of music. And I'd never heard that term before, but he devoted a whole hour-long episode of his, 10-episode series to it.
Yeah.
So, but again, it's still out there for people who like this genre, but there are no household names in this genre.
I'm thinking
And it's never going to be anything but a counterculture thing.
I'm thinking it's more of like a, Europe and Scandinavia probably appreciate it more.
Oh, well, yeah.
And probably
absolutely.
did back then.
Yeah. That's the target audience. If you're going to play a festival, that's where it's going to be.
Well, the U.S. they're starting to get with it. We got Chicago Open Air here, and then you've got the stuff like Rocklahoma, but that's a bunch of legacy bands. But the U.S. is trying to get on board with that. I mean, the U.S. festivals are the trendier Coachellas, the
Lollapalooza,
Vonnaroos, stuff like
where
that. You ain't gonna hear a band like that, even for ironic purposes. Band like this would never get booked at any of those festivals.
No, those festivals are more about who's in the audience than
Well,
who's on
right. It's
stage,
become
so.
like a fucking fashion show, social scene, whatever.
Yeah.
But, there are festivals going on in this country. They're just different.
Yeah. Well, Chris, since you're on a roll here, why don't you vote?
It was better than I was expecting, but I gotta kick it like the midget did to that Vine. I gotta give it a kick.
It's a humiliating kick in the crotch!
I just look. I get there's entertainment value in it. I can look at it. I can chuckle. And I can appreciate the musicianship, of course. Same with Dream Theater. It's like a friend of mine tried to get me into it. He sent me like their entire catalog. He burned the CDs, and I didn't even. I made it through 3 songs of the first one. It's like, you know what? It might be awesome, some of this other stuff. I just can't get into it. It just doesn't do anything for me.
I tried to many years ago, and there were parts of songs that I really liked, but as a whole, I couldn't sit and listen to it.
It just is not going to latch on to my pleasure centers. And, this is, again, it's entertaining in like a comedic way, but it's like, if I'd have just been watching Metal Mania and this video came out, I don't think I'd have sat through it.
No?
I don't think so. I mean, I guess it would have depended on my state of mind, but if I was just like, I want to watch Metal Mania to see some kick-ass videos and this came on, I'd have surfed to another channel. The whole Hobbit, midget, pirate shirt fucking thing going on, it's just not my bag. It doesn't do it for me. I don't get it.
You know who else I thought the guitar player kind of dressed like, or kind of had a resemblance to from this time period? Kind of like what Jakey Lee was wearing.
A little bit, yeah.
He had that kind of thing going, except for this guy
It's
wasn't.
a weird fashion.
This guy wasn't
thing.
like doing the Chippendales hip shake like Jakey Lee would.
But
do.
Another band that I've expressed a odd affinity for, Britney Fox. They all had the fucking pirate outfits, but they were more glammed out, and they were singing about chasing tail and getting laid.
Mm-hmm.
So more in my wheelhouse. And yeah, I mean, like I said, it was better than I was expecting, and I know these guys are respected musicians, but I couldn't envision a second round of voting for this song.
Well, you know what? I can't argue with you. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you disagree with Chris, I'm sorry.
That's just the fucking way it is.
And apologies to Hall of the Mountain King. You are not
the rock and roll ball, yeah,
Yeah, no boner on this side of the room.
Nope.
I don't know. It's just, yeah.
Oh well, hey, easy come, easy go,
Well, like I
right?
said, but it was the kick to the crotch was more of a glancing blow, more of like a sweep kick from a distance, just brushed against the glands. It wasn't like a straight pile drive steel-toed boot to the nads. It was, like I said, it was better than I was expecting. I'd never heard it.
Yeah.
Heard of it, but it just is not my bag. And that was the thing, watching that Metal Evolution, even going back to the first time I saw it, it was like, you devoted a whole fucking episode to this? This is really that big of a deal?
Yeah.
I don't know. That was a major disconnect for me. It's like, I can't believe this is a scene, and like people.
Yeah, man, it's like
it just boggles my mind.
it's
I
like
don't get it.
What black metal they call it. That's a whole other thing too. But that's a thing I have very little interest in. But it's a big.
Well, I kind of get that. It's definitely more metal to me. Just the whole theatrics and the campiness and the ridiculousness of it, and then when you factor in all this medieval bullshit, it's just it completely loses me.
Is it? I'm
Just
surprised.
Put on a t-shirt and jeans and sing about getting laid, please.
I'm surprised Richie Blackmore wasn't in a metal band that was doing this kind of thing back then.
Well,
he isn't.
They kind of rainbow with Dio singing about Dungeons and Dragons and castles.
But I'm just saying that,
kind of set this whole thing in motion.
But I'm surprised that he wasn't one of the guys out there during the Headbangers Ball era, in a band doing this kind of music.
Had he already gone Ren Fair?
No,
style
I
at
don't
this
think
point?
not yet. But
No.
I think he had the affinity for it. But I don't.
Well, and he's gotten into it now. But when this sort of thing was taken off, he was back in Deep Purple, concentrating on that. But Rainbow, you could trace this music back to the first Rainbow albums with Dio on it, with all that medieval shit going on. But for some reason, I don't know. It's more palatable that way. It was, I don't know. They weren't. They were more serious about it. They weren't like trying to be clowns. To a certain extent, these guys were carrying on like clowns and
screaming in the face of the little person, and
it's just like I never got that vibe from Rainbow. Then again, the Dio era of Rainbow is not my favorite era of Rainbow. I've got to admit, I like the Joe Lynn Turner stuff.
There you go. Sweet Surrender once again.
Well, that he took it a little far with that crap, but the Difficult to Cure and Straight Through the Eyes and Been Out of Shape. That's a pretty damn good trifecta of pop metal. I wouldn't even call Rainbow metal, but we could talk all night about that. But
well, we're going to be talking all night, aren't we? Because you know what time it is.
Sing away.
Yes, Chief.
Still haven't seen that movie.
Yeah, it's on pretty often, right?
I never notice it on. I'm sure they show it on like the MLB network. That's another thing. If we're talking about networks showing movies, like MLB network, when baseball season isn't going on, they'll show shit like The Sandlot and probably this.
Major League.
This. Like NBA network will have Space Jam and
Joanna Man.
Yeah, all that shit.
Hoosiers.
Right.
The Lil Bow Wow movie where he gets Michael Jordan's shoes.
Yeah, exactly.
And is that the same movie I'm thinking of where Crispin Glover is his orphanage boss or whatever? It's a weird movie. Terrible. All right. So this week's Yardo questions. Oh, I hope I pick a good one. I got to tell you guys, I've had a really off day. My wife, when I came home from work, gave me a list of all the things I did wrong today. I'm going to actually lay them out for you.
Okay.
So one, she said our daughter's sweatshirt's on backwards. So that was thing one I did wrong in the morning.
Yeah, well.
I put a hat on her that didn't fit her head. It was too small.
Well.
Nick's giving me a pass so far.
Yeah.
3, I left the garage door open the entire day.
I've done that before.
Happens.
4,
It's not a good feeling when you realize that. 'Cause
no.
you could have some shit stolen.
Yeah,
but-
tools and whatnot.
Yeah,
4th, she told me I left urine in the toilet and didn't flush it.
that's not good.
What was wrong with me this morning?
Wow.
And then the topper, she said, and your hair looks crazy. You look like Timothy McVeigh right now. So that's the day I was having. So now I got to pick a Yardo questions. That's going to be
That's a hell of a
sufficient.
way to go careening into Valentine's Day.
I guess
It is.
so.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to right the ship quickly.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm not all there. Forgive me, guys.
Yeah, you were a hot mess, like the fucking midget guy.
Just walking around swatting
Yeah.
at branches.
I've had days like that though. You
Yeah.
know, it's just like one thing after the other.
Yeah. You don't even realize it as it's happening. You find out
The
later.
hat thing, though. I mean, you know, your daughter's growing. That's not your fault.
Well, she's got another hat that fits, I guess. I didn't notice.
Yeah, but you didn't notice,
I
and
didn't.
it's not your fault.
Thank you for
Everything
forgiving me.
else you fucked up.
The
completely.
backward sweater is pretty inconsequential, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, you got
Tags in the front.
You got a wiggly little kid. You
That's
just
what it
want
was.
you just want to get something on
Well,
them.
and the other, let's just put this out there. If you live with a woman, you must flush the toilet.
Yeah.
It has to happen.
I'm just happy it was pee.
Well,
If it was a turd, I never would have come home
yeah,
out of embarrassment.
that would have been.
I would have gotten
yeah,
an apartment after
That would
work
have been an
today.
egregious error.
Yeah. Be unforgivable.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to choose a winning Yardo questions here because I need to make the first right decision.
Yeah,
of
right
the
the
day.
ship.
Here we go.
Get some positive momentum going into
you gave us
Valentine's
you gave us
Day.
these beautiful free beautiful
Not
pot of
free.
thunder.
We paid for them.
Yeah, but
Well, I mean, you gave us these pins.
Yes.
so that was a nice thing that you
there
did.
you go. At least I did something right.
Whether it was a good decision, I don't know, but now there's 3 less.
Big deal.
All right, so here we go. This week's Yardo questions comes to us from Craig Binns.
Familiar with the name?
Friendly British bloke, Craig Binns.
Yep.
Can't go wrong with him. So here we go. Loving the new season. I recently interviewed Andy for my radio show.
Oh, that's right. That's where I know the
That's
name.
right,
from.
that's right. I called him during work. I hid.
So were you just whispering the whole time?
No, I went and hid in the
Oh,
building.
you were working. Okay.
Yeah. I hid elsewhere in the building. And thought of more questions after we finished. Plus, I'd like Nick and Chris's opinion. So we're going to focus on Nick and Chris's opinion here for these 3 questions. Here we go. Question 1. Which non-Kiss band member has influenced your musical choices? So, I think that just means
Can I
anyone...
say that again?
Which non-Kiss band member, so someone who's not in Kiss, has been an influence on your musical choices?
Choices in terms of...
That's the word that throws me a little.
I don't know if that means like...
As far as how you play music or what you listen to, I guess anything.
As
right?
it's open to interpretation.
I'm going to go with how you play music because other
How
than
I
that, if
play
you're
music.
just gonna list bands you like or whatever, or a musician you like. But this way, maybe it's someone who you think has inspired your playing or influenced your playing, where you're like, "Ooh, I'm gonna borrow that" or whatever. We were talking about this before the show started, of accusing other people we know of directly ripping off their influences.
That's
And
true.
now
Yeah.
you guys have to tell us who you've been ripping off.
Who we've been ripping off. Honestly, like we've done a couple of original songs together and played them on the podcast, and I have done the vocals for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's just the vocals or what, but I've been told by a couple of people that there's like a Nirvana kind of a vibe.
Yeah.
It's not conscious. not conscious at all. I remember enjoying Nirvana when they, back in the 90s, but I haven't really gotten much of thrill out of listening to them since then. So I don't know. Like, I guess that could be like a subconscious one, or maybe there's a certain aesthetic to the way that the vocals were delivered, or I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Or doubling the vocal, something. But,
something similar.
Yeah, so that's not even really a conscious one, but I guess that would...
That's a good one, though. It's an unexpected one.
Yeah.
So, Chris, what do you got?
Hey, let me think here.
You're supposed to think while Nick was answering.
Yeah, and I came up with one, and I was trying to think if I'd come up with a better one, but I really couldn't. So
Okay.
I'm going to say Neil Schon.
Okay.
He's one of my early heroes, like with the Journey stuff when Perry got on board. It was like, because I remember right when I was starting to learn to play guitar, probably that same year, there was a episode of Soundstage, which is the public broadcasting network's music show that was on in the 70s. And they had a show, Journey was the act that played an hour-long show. They did a blues set, had Albert King come up with them. You can find it on YouTube. It's out there. But I remember seeing Neil Schon on there, and I was just like, that combination of melody and flash in his playing. It really kind of drew me in, and that's what I've strived to do in my playing. It's like, be flashy, but don't lose the melody, and try to come up with leads that you can hum to, which is, a lot of people use that as a benchmark for a good guitar solo. So,
all right, take that one. Question 2. In your dream festival, which 5 bands/singers would appear, and who headlines? 5 bands, your dream festival.
So it's a dream festival. It's any era.
It's a
bands who are no longer around.
Yeah, living, dead, not together.
I think we did a question very similar to this before.
I think so, right?
So 5 bands. All right. Well, I mean, no surprise to anybody who's listened to the Yardo questions before.
Yeah.
Original Blizzard of Oz would be on there.
Mm-hmm.
I would go with the Alice Cooper group from like $1 Billion Babies era.
Okay.
So 3 more, huh? I guess I'm just gonna go all rock. I'm gonna try to keep it somewhat consistent here. I'll go with Captain Beyond from the early 70s incarnation there. Let's see what else fits with that. Shuffling through here. I guess give me like mid-70s Aerosmith on that bill. And
mid-70s, you're taking your chance of completely smacked out Aerosmith.
Yeah, but
staggering out and just barely delivering.
Well, hopefully that wouldn't be the case, but as far as material happening at that point, that's what and then okay, I'm going all like pretty much 70s, early 80s then. Then give me Killers era Maiden.
Oh, okay, good one. Killers era.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, give me Clive Burr and
Paul Di'Anno.
Give me Di'Anno.
Dennis Stratton as well, or Adrian Smith.
I don't know. Did Adrian Smith played on the album, right?
I don't know. I think I'm not aware of that, but I know that Dennis Stratton was the other guitarist very early on.
Well, just for simplicity and familiarity, I'll say Adrian Smith.
All right. Chris?
Okay. Well, there would be very few people at this festival, but whatever. I'm going to answer the question. I'm going to say would be Rival Sons, of course. Black Star Riders, would like to see them live again. They don't play a lot in the U.S. King's X, always a great live show to see. Living Color, still out there doing it. I'd like to see them live again. And I'm going to throw Red Dragon Cartel in that mix. Another band I'd like to see live again. And these are all bands that are still out there and are active, so I'd like to see them all live again, so why not put them all on the same bill? As far as who would headline, I don't know. Make Rival Sons the headliner. That works for me.
There you go.
Oh, did I need to say that too?
Yeah.
We gotta be Blizzard, right? Although 70s Aerosmith is.
I would say for a headliner, like for the big culmination as far as the whole show, I would say the Alice Cooper group then.
All right.
There you go.
And question 3. This is a nice, easy one. I'm excited to hear your answers. What's your favorite childhood cartoon? All the best, Craig Binns.
Favorite childhood cartoon? I'm gonna go Garfield. The Lorenzo music, Lou Rawls on the soundtrack. That's mine. All the specials, and then when they did the Saturday morning stuff, I always enjoyed that. So yeah.
I gotta say Bugs Bunny, the Saturday morning Looney Tunes cartoons they used to trot out there.
Classic stuff. Well, there you go, Craig. Thank you very much for sending in your Yardo questions. And thank you for having me on your show. That was cool. If you want to submit your Yardo questions, go to potofthunder.com. If you want to submit a song to our list, go to potofthunder.com. And if you want one of these beautiful, top shelf, full boat, no expenses spared, quality enamel pins of the Pot of Thunder logo, go to potofthunder.com. It's got everything you could possibly want. Right?
I can't think of anything else.
But it's like the pod universe. Everything. Every episode. Oh my god. A beautiful thing. Alright, guys.
So much episodes.
So much. That's going to do it, but we'll be back next week for episode 300 with a Nick choice from the list. Woo.